It has come to my attention that a lot of the XRP YouTubers or guys over on Twitter that you all follow have decided to change their mind about XRP or Ripple. And guys, I'm not blaming them. I've told you guys before, I'm not blaming anybody who's selling or who's getting out of XRP, who is not trying to talk about it anymore. I get almost everybody who is doing that. And the main reason being that Ripple and XRP right now are in a very tough position. XRP is getting delisted, or at least the trading is being stopped on a lot of different places, and Ripple, of course, is getting sued. And I think the most prominent one just now comes from BC Backer, where he said, I am taking a break from Ripple and XRP. And he basically went over the lawsuit here, explaining how he thinks quite a lot of these things are quite bad. And the bigger point that a lot of these guys are getting to is, has Ripple really bedunked us? And I don't know if bedunked is really a real word because I'm not from the US, which is also why I most likely see this situation quite a lot less dire than some of you guys who are actually in the US, where this jurisdiction is really going to matter. Because from my perspective, whatever happens, Ripple will survive it. Ripple will move to a different country, and I'll always be able to hold XRP, since even if it's a security there, it won't be it here. So I personally don't have to mind. But I do think about this one for a second. I think about the fact that Ripple might have sold on us with XRP that should have been for the XRP ecosystem, and they sold it on us to enrich themselves. If, for example, a claim like that is proven to be true, which again, I don't suspect, but what if, things might look very, very bad. But as of that point, I'm giving them fully time to defend themselves, and that's why up to February 15th, 2021, I'm going to wait it out. I'm just going to be happy as I normally am, because I think the lawsuit here makes no real sense in a certain way. The SEC is not doing this to protect investors. The SEC is definitely doing this quite late, and it's not doing anything we didn't expect before, because all facts they put in the lawsuit were public. I think 99 out of 100 out of them, not literally, just kind of a say of speech, except for example, the amount that R3 was promised. Things like that, I don't know if they were necessarily public, but most of the other stuff was there. It's just now it's been put into our faces, and it's actually getting official. But it's not like any of this stuff was new. So I personally find that anybody who's decided to sell or get out is just afraid, or they just rather not involve themselves with the security or lawsuit-riddled crypto. Completely fine. And by the way, guys, since we're getting so close to New Year's, I'm thinking about giving away either 500 XRP or something akin to that in price if you don't want XRP, if a video hits 2,000 likes before the end of the year. All right, I'm just doing that because I think it would be pretty fun if a video would do crazy like that to hit it. But make sure you press the like button, subscribe, and comment something down below to enter. And let's continue on with my story here. I just understand how a lot of people would not like to involve themselves with it, as there's a ton of other cryptos who are very important. And I've always said diversify, but I think a lot of people might just have XRP alone. And maybe I think a couple of people, since I'm still buying, which I am, because I personally don't care about whatever happens. If it goes to zero, it goes to zero. If it goes to the moon, it goes to the moon. I think a lot of those people, they might take it too seriously, where they're like, well, you, again, talking to me then, are not taking the lawsuit seriously. Of course I am, guys. Of course I've read it now twice already. I've read the full lawsuit and understood. But I like this tweet by Lord Sebastian. He said, always appreciated your point of view, again, to BC Backer, and I continue to do so. I've looked for both sides of the story. As I've said in previous tweets, I'm not on the side of Ripple. I am on the side of XRP plus the ledger plus the people that run it. I want XRP to do well. It is amazing. 2, it is dangerous passing judgment on anyone for any accusation before they've had a chance to defend themselves. Because Ripple haven't denied anything doesn't mean anything to me. I'm waiting for their side of the story before I can decide anything. And that's really what I like about the whole situation, right? Lord Sebastian here put it up perfectly. It's just we're going to look for exactly what Ripple says and then act accordingly. Right now that we have no information, we don't actually know if Ripple did anything wrong. We can see, for example, that a lot of these exchanges are trying to delist it or trying to distance themselves from it. But, for example, Binance US also did it too. But as Moon Lambo pointed out here, the amount of addresses is going up. 2 primary reasons. 1, a lot of people are picking up XRP at cheap prices, which is also why the price is not going to the bottom. And also for the second part, since people are taking their money out of exchanges and activating new accounts because they cannot hold it on exchanges anymore or they want to, and thus they're taking it out. Right? That's actually most likely what's happening around this area now too, at least in my opinion. I think that's what's happening. A lot of these guys are taking it out, and thus they must make a new sort of account, which is also why a lot is being created right now. Another part of this all could be the heavy manipulation that's going on in terms of price, but also in terms of process and progress, as a lot of what we're seeing right now is not good, all right, in terms of news and price manipulation. But on a different end, it could really be to a certain degree that people have just generally given up on XRP. Again, guys, not my own opinion. I'm just showing you guys what I found here. And once more, I also encourage you guys to not judge anybody for doing so. We all knew the risks. We were all involved with this together. And if we make money, we'll make money. That's my stance. If we don't make money, hey, no loss. I invested in a lot of crypto. What I've been talking to you guys about for a little while here is this GSX thing. Again, for this one, could be just stupid. Could lose me money. I know. It could. It could definitely lose me money. Same thing. That's why I tell you guys always whenever I'm talking about it, just check it out and do your own due diligence with any project, because we're never certain. These cryptos are here for the fun of it, right? I like crypto and I invest a lot of money, which some might say is very stupid. A lot of these big asset guys say, man, only invest 1% of your money in crypto. If I were to invest 1% of my money in crypto, I'd have freaking nothing, because 1% of my money is not as much as it is for this guy with $100 million net worth, right? If he puts in $1 million and it goes times 3, he has a nice little boat maybe for his birthday. He doesn't really care. If I have 1% and I have, for example, let's say $10, it's just an example, I know. Yeah, what's that going to matter? I have $10 invested in crypto now, right? I'm just thinking for a lot of you guys in the comment section there. What's that? It's such a big difference. We have to kind of risk it for the biscuit, right? And GSX, by the way, if you wanted to know, they basically came up and said what they were about, which is they're a growth coin, or at least the first growth coin, where the value of GSX, which by the way is not out yet, it's not out, it's the 24% bonus, plus a 5% bonus if you use the link, plus more bonuses if you want to right now. It's basically the value is derived by the value that it's backed by. So right now it's backed by $3.2 billion in ground and gold and stuff. The more that this mining process goes on, the more money it will be backed by. And thus, the more money the coin will be worth as well, which is why it's a growth coin, but a stable coin since it's pegged to the underlying asset. Again, this can do very bad. It can go completely wrong. It might lose all their money. It might be a scam. I talked to them for freaking hours and it looks very legit, but I don't know. I'm not a freaking fortune teller. Again, they put exchanges here where it might get on. I hope they will. I definitely hope they will, because this can make us a lot of money, but I don't know for sure. How can I know? I'm not saying put all your money. I'm just saying check it out, because I think, hey, it might work. Same thing for XRP. I don't know if it's really going to make us a lot of money, but I am not going to sell it. I've committed at the start, and I'm going to stick through. The only thing I'm doing here is just getting myself some better positions, trying to sell and maybe buy it back cheaper. But that's basically it. And the document, you may say, is not a nice read, right? I see that two ways. One, these arguments against Ripple will always be bad. And I'm saying against Ripple specifically here, as people can always make an argument against Ripple, of course, any other crypto project too, but you can always make an argument saying it's not going to be looking good. But then saying again that the document is not a nice read, so I'm getting out of XRP, buying another currency, is actually a little bit stupid, because almost any crypto that is not Bitcoin or Ethereum, or that has a central foundation, which is the prime, I guess, pusher of the adoption of that said currency. For example, ADA has 3 foundations above there. Definitely some talks about centrality will come out, as who is the biggest, I guess, party pushing ADA. And once more, guys, I love ADA. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's going to be any problem. I still hold it and will not sell it either. I'm just saying, for example, that can still be an issue eventually. You don't know yet, just quite yet, but it can still be an issue. You can still get the accusation of, well, the founder had some coins which they sold. And that comes my question. I've said it a couple of times in videos now. My only big concern is if Ripple used XRP out of escrow, or out of that, that little XRP that was locked, and used it to sell upon us. If they gave money to parties to actually push XRP, I think that's completely normal. I don't think that's a bad thing. Can they claim it's a security? Well, depending, because they're just whales. And since they're the biggest, I guess, beneficiary of XRP, you can make that point. But the question all lies in the centralization of consensus. Is it really that Ripple operates the nodes? Is it really Ripple who agrees to the network? I personally think that's not the case. I think if Ripple were to go, XRP would still remain viable. It would still remain there. And that's the bigger question. Has Ripple got the most amount of XRP? Yes. Do they have the biggest benefit in the price going up? Yes. Do they push XRP the most out of all of these? Yes. Is it a risk that we're taking by investing? Yes, yes, yes. Do I truly think that it deserves to be a security? No. Another question, I guess, kind of on the same line. Will the SEC decide it to be a security? I cannot tell. I think it won't. I think Spark will just work on fine as well, even though I think Spark is stupid, though. All right, I said before, I would not support Spark. I came back to that later on saying, well, Spark could be a cool thing. That's how crypto works. Every time you hear something new, you might change your mind. Because these cryptos here, they change with the freaking tides, they change quickly, and the space changes quickly even worse, or even a lot quicker. Regulations are coming in to the freaking point. Look at this article here. Asset manager Van Eck tries a 4-time for regulated Bitcoin ETF. We don't even have a Bitcoin ETF in this sense. Van Eck filed with the U.S. top watchdog for a regulated ETF that would track MVISR crypto compare Bitcoin benchmark rate. I find it so strange to see how we're so early yet so far in, where the SEC can already allege security violations against a company who is literally using technology that is not understood yet by literally 99% of the world, and just not understood even by the SEC properly, since they didn't make a freaking complete foundational regulational piece yet. Here, this is on Bitcoin Magazine, an open letter to FinCEN, newly proposed regulations on cryptocurrency. The thing is, guys, they've tried for so long. Ripple has tried for so long. Ripple has asked for this whole regulatory approval. They didn't get it. And I think this is their kind of punishment to a certain degree, but also their justification, where the SEC right now is judging them, saying either you have done something very bad for all these years or you've been doing good and everything will go on. If you're distancing yourself, you're basically saying, well, I'm not taking the risk that it is a security. I'll come back if it isn't, but I won't want to be in this little lawsuit situation, which is what most exchanges are doing, which is why I'm saying it is not bad. So don't see any of these guys as culprits or bad guys. I think it's completely normal and quite logical. Very, very logical, to be completely honest. Now, what I do personally, I don't think anybody can hold me accountable for anyway, because if I decide to not talk about XRP anymore, hey, that's my own choice, right? I will, because I personally am still holding and I have a lot of hope. But I also want to make sure that you guys understand that it is always a risk. We don't have a 100% guarantee of everything going well. XRP will always be able to be traded, is what I think. It's not a fact. I just think all the security talk is only for the US, but it does make a good influence. Even though I don't think Ripple would ever stop with all their operations because they would just move out of the US and continue on, it might never be the same crypto anymore. Yeah, just there's a lot of things that can happen in this due time. I just wanted to get you guys to know, all right, that my situation is I like it a lot, but for example, ADA I like a lot too. There's so many coins that I like. I just like XRP the most, which is why I talk the most about him. But it's not like I only have XRP. It's also maybe why I'm never that angry when the price goes down, or why I'm never that sad when something happens to my XRP. It's like I just said, it's one of the projects that we support. Make sure you diversify. Make sure you get into crypto as a whole, not into one cryptocurrency. If you're a one-horse pony, you're just a one-coin unicorn, it might end up being a bad situation. I don't want that for you guys. And this is not financial advice. None of this is. It's me as an individual, just a random guy on the internet to you. All right. I always have a disclaimer in the description right there saying, man, I don't know. Right. But yeah, me personally, I'm still holding on. I'm still quite happy with everything. Cardano Founder knows here as well. XRP is actually from the core not a security, but there's a catch. And let's quickly check that out. The CEO of IOHK said XRP remains clean as of today in its current form from the SEC despite troubles mounting for Ripple, its issuing company. And that's another very important point to make, all right? Is XRP truly a security? No. Will this lawsuit to some counts win? Maybe. And that's really strange, right? Coming from me. But yes, they might actually on a couple of counts actually win. I don't know if they'll convince the whole lawsuit to win, but they might actually win on a couple of counts. And that is mostly because of what we saw here, that the duo, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen, just sold so much of it. And then again comes the question of, is it a security? Well, no, but they did sell on their investors for the wrong reasons, with the wrong promises, so they might have misled investors in maybe their company even, or with misleading statements to the public by saying something that they were doing but they weren't. They can still get sued for something. They may still lose a couple of places, but once more, that's my biggest concern to me. All right. The biggest concern out of everything to me, and that's actually not my only, but my biggest concern is, did the duo Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, and Chris Larson sell XRP out of escrow that was supposed to be for XRP ecosystem towards us? If they did, I'm completely done with XRP. If they didn't, everything I've just said in this video still applies. I'm completely excited, and I'm definitely here for the longer term haul. Would I sell XRP even if they did sell it on us? I don't think so, because as I just said, I'll just stick it with it till the end. All right, I'm either going to zero and I'll lose some of my money, or we're just going to the moon, but I'm not half committing. All right, I'm just going all the way with it, and I'm not deciding to sell. Even if we once more get called to security, I'll most likely sell then, because the price will definitely fall. But I might even buy back later, because I still think Ripple has some potential. I don't know. I'm just maybe too involved. I'm trying to stay very non-biased when I'm really doing the news. But I also find that I should give my bias, as I've been in for years now. All right, I've invested in at least 1,000 different projects over these years, and I can kind of get a feeling of when something is really about to turn bad, or when people, I guess, have lost their faith in something. And this is generally the start of some bigger move towards the ground, as people are just losing their grip, losing their certainty, and are not seeing the future anymore in front of them, which is mostly because US regulators are really, really hard at times, and we're just insecure of everything that's happening, which I completely understand. So from that perspective, once more, if you've given up hope, I completely understand. I am not going to say you're a bad guy, bad actor. I'm not going to say you're weak. You're just unsure of how a lawsuit is going to turn out. And I think BC Backer here might also be a little bit afraid of accountability, where if you have ever said, hey, hold crypto, you know, he's afraid you'll get sued. I know the situation is a little bit more dire, as, for example, it just depends on exactly how you bring it and what the narrative is, because, well, if he really wants to, you can always get out of this lawsuit, right? If somebody ever claims that you made them purchase, you can always say, man, my stuff is for entertainment. I always have a disclaimer. If people decide to buy it, why should I be accountable? Because he can say whatever he wants, as long as he's not saying he's a financial advisor. You should do this. You must do it. It will make you money. You're guaranteed. Something along those lines, because, well, he cannot do that. To a certain degree, though, if he always has a disclaimer that he's not a financial advisor and he's just saying this out of his own best opinion, he can always do it. But again, the point that he made here, and I'm just going over everything in a kind of a weary manner, kind of a strange manner here, but that's because I'm trying to just show you guys everything that I'm thinking in one last little video, even though I'm just going to talk about it tomorrow once more, because I'm pretty much excited for everything, and I want to update you guys with anything that's happening. Let's see. Kevin Cage said, BCB, please continue covering XRP every once in a while, if you could. A lot of people rely on the pick me up to get through their day, man. I respect your decision with all the chaos occurring, but can't wait for you to get back into the swing of things, XRP included, XRP bro. Which some might say, man, this guy's getting paid to talk about XRP, or this guy has big bags. For me, both not the case, all right? First of all, I'm not getting any compensation in XRP ever. I've never gotten that, so that already can be thrown out the window. Second of all, I'm always in profit for XRP, so don't worry about my bag. I really, really sincerely don't care about that. BC Backer said, it's a moral and ethical stance, and everyone deserves answers to these accusations now. Not in a year from now. Most in the community are avoiding these aspects of the charging document, sticking to conspiracies. We deserve to know if Brad was dumping and Ripple giving discounts. The discounts part can already be said, well, yeah, they gave discounts, but the dumping part is a very good question. And the thing is, BC Backer and a lot of other guys are saying Ripple should issue a response, to which I can say Ripple said they will be issuing a response in 2 weeks, or no, 6 weeks from now. February 15th, they'll issue their response and show us, and they'll tell us what they know. However, I kind of feel as if he is just, and a lot of others are going to distance themselves from this until that point, which once more is sad, because to a certain degree, I feel as if, like, you are here when everything is going well, and then when things start to go a little bit bad, even though you knew all of this can happen, you're out all of a sudden. I mean, it's not a bad thing, because once more, it's a quite logical thing, it's a human thing, but it's kind of weak to go out at, like, its worst point. Then why didn't you go out when it was doing a little bit better? Because you always knew that this could happen. But no, yeah, I guess it's just taking the best opportunity out of things. On the contrary, though, I'm saying it's weak, but it is rational. Because, I mean, a logical person would also get into his stock once it's doing good. But if you notice, everything's going to the shithole that just got sued for 9 counts of fraud or something like that, you might just decide to sell that stock as well, which I understand. Or might want to distance yourself from them. So yeah, generally, it's just not a nice thing. And a lot of the guys were just really, really not happy with this happening, or really, really sad and just really broken over everything that's here. But I think people will get over it. People just find new coins to support. We're all just in this together, guys. We're all in this together. I love you. Not even going to lie. Not even joking here. I literally have gotten such a huge bond here But there's just so many actors who want to try push crypto down. SEC being included here, they don't want crypto to succeed, I think. Yeah, but for example, Peter Schiff also thinks Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. Whatever. We'll just see as time moves on here. I'm just committed to the end. If we fail, we fail. If we go good, we go good. I know it's just the start of bigger regulations, though. So if Ripple's going to go down with this, a ton of cryptos are going to be going down, which may happen. It may definitely happen. Still, addresses are making all-time highs, and Cardano is still the freaking bomb. And I like Charles Hoskinson a lot as an individual, but I'm kind of wondering eventually what he'll be charged of as well, because the SEC may just find something eventually. Nothing is going to be safe anymore. I really think it's definitely a scary situation. And also, this one is also kind of scary. Cardano founder added, was Ripple a security at some point during its life? I'm sure a fair argument could be made, because what I personally think as well, with him and with many others, first of all, you should diversify. I'm just trying to really pinpoint that, is that really the distribution of XRP has been centralized mostly all along this route, but the consensus, so basically how the blocks are formed, right, has changed quite dramatically. And as of this point, it is, I believe, all right, and if I'm mistaken on that one, tell me in the comment section. If the lawsuit points out that I'm mistaken, let me know. Because I might have a completely different narrative because I'm biased because I've been here for so long and I believe Ripple. But if they're a frauding company all along, I must know from you guys, all right? So I'm still sticking to everything you guys tell me as well. And I'm looking it up everywhere because of what the SEC and other guys are saying. That at the start, the way that XRP was, I guess the consensus was reached in a very centralized manner where Ripple was mostly it, which they've tried to deviate from over the time, right? Over the years, where as of this point, I would say XRP is truly decentralized. They have a preferable UNL where Ripple gives one out, which includes them for a part. But I believe a couple years ago, they already reduced it to 17%, making it even lower over time. And as we all know, 17% is not enough to really decide anything on your own, as you need an 80% majority to really decide something on XRPL. And you definitely need 51% to override anything. So, yeah, there's definitely nothing you can really make of that argument. The bigger question comes, though, with what are Ripple's subsidiaries doing there? And, of course, what is really the security law and how will it work in the new kind of crypto way? Will we still use the Howey test? Will we look at it differently? How would they guide it? How would they go about it? What will other crypto projects do after this? Will Stellar be the next one to get sued, or will all projects be sued at once? Will a new regulatory framework get placed down because of Ripple? Will this just be the start of some bigger purge? Who knows? Who can tell? All we know is let's stay excited for crypto, though, because that's all you can do. Bitcoin, however, is still booming like a freaking truck. They don't care about any of these altcoins, which is another point of, hey, crypto is savage. And we might lose here. We might lose. We might lose. We might lose. We might lose. We might. But in the end, we're winning because we're involved with crypto while 99% of the others aren't. So at least we learned something from it. We knew all the start. We were here during all these regulations. And I'm honestly happy to be here all this time. So yeah. Again, I'm just going to go to bed. Fairly happy that I'm still an XRP holder. If I want to, I could just sell it now. I'll still be in profit, but I just do not want to. I do not know. Maybe I'm just too bullish. Maybe I am. Because there are a couple of points in the lawsuit which, again, might worry. I still see the bigger picture, though. All right, let's quickly read these last two things from Charles Hoskinson. Hoskinson, who was part of the founding team at Ethereum before moving on to develop Cardano, raised concerns about the way that XRP was distributed and the allegations of its co-founders pocketing the big bucks, which once more, I've always said, is a scary point. All right, once more, this part. There was certainly security, like behavior, and is deeply puzzling to me, for example, in the age of smart contracts, why an actual real company would be responsible for the distribution of a token. I get that. Now, that makes no sense. You don't have to do that when you have an already existing functioning network. He noted, that alone is problematic, especially when there's discretion amongst the custodial company to spend that. So, to a certain degree, Ripple, right, as a company, doesn't actually have to own XRP in them as a company because of the way that cryptocurrency has developed now. They could have really arranged this in a more proper way with really openness throughout the end, because they also have some discretion with exactly how they spend it and what they're doing. Meanwhile, Hoskinson added the regulation of crypto remained a gray area. Quote, the problem with crypto is they do everything and nothing. And some days they look like securities, some days they look like commodities, some days they look like currencies, and some day you look at them as something else entirely. Which I really get once more. And to end it off, I guess I should say, Ripple said, we will address all these unproven allegations, which is another counter to what I've just said and a counter to what BC Backer said, in the sense that they deserve an answer. I don't think it will take a year before they answer. I think it will take a couple of weeks here as they really are trying to come back with everything. But that's the day of reckoning. That's the day that I will make up my mind on whether or not I'll support or stop supporting XRP and Ripple. Until February 15th, again, I can only say for right now, I'm a supporter. And if their response is weak, might be out. Who knows? I will definitely hold my coins, but I might stop talking about them as much. Who knows? But as of that point, everything is looking good. I'm still very much positive, and I'm just excited about the future. But yeah, that's also because I know crypto is not going anywhere. We just might see a very heavy wave of shakeouts and regulations, but in the end, it is because the government doesn't want a body to replace the financial system. They want the financial system to be incorporated, and that's why you see a lot of heavy taxes, a lot of heavy regulations, and things really being diminished to really diminish innovation that might change the financial system. Thank you all for watching. Take care, everybody, and have a very nice day. That was it for today.